we've made it back. I know you've been waiting for us. It's Talk Comics to Me time.
We're here. We're ready to talk comics to you.
Yeah, last week we went and saw The Green Knight because that was just more important than talking to you about comics.
That's what we did. I was like trying to think of why we didn't do it. I was like, oh, I've been moving. I was like, I feel like there was something that we had done.
I mean, technically that your moving was also part of it.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm Cham Champenstein.
I am Dev Patel.
And this is your first time joining us. Welcome to a very cool comic book podcast where we just spout off nonsense about bullshit.
We don't really talk about anything. You thought you were here for comics, but that's not going to happen.
No, probably not. All right. You want to go for it?
Yes.
Okay.
I have this book. This is a Black Caravan book, which I don't think I've ever read any Black Caravan books.
I feel like you have, but I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, this is We Don't Kill Spiders. Title alone is not something I'm into. I didn't realize that I had ordered this book based off of the title. I was like, I'd never read a book about spiders. But apparently I did. So this is a story about Norse Vikings, I guess. Not really, but at the same time, it takes place in Norway, very long time ago. There's a witch in this little tribe that it lives like on the outskirts and stuff. She's being investigated for some murders that are happening around. There's an outsider named Bjorn who doesn't believe in any of the old gods, so they hire him to do some investigating. There's her family, they don't kill spiders. That's their whole thing. I actually really, really enjoyed this. I was telling...
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I was telling Wendy today that, 9 times out of 10, if there is a story about Vikings or anything Norse, I will get it. This is one of the better ones that I have read. It's very interesting. The art was incredible, colors. I just very much enjoyed it. I'm glad I added it to my poll because, again, based off of the title, this just does not seem like something I would read. So, pleasant surprise.
All right, I'm gonna kick it off with a couple books. First, I think this came out a couple weeks ago. I can't remember. This is Skybound X. This is issue number 3. I got this because there is a nice little Murder Falcon story in there. And I've talked about Murder Falcon on several different occasions, but
cried about it too.
I've cried about it, like straight up just bawled while recording, doing that. That was cool. But yeah, that is a book I cannot recommend enough. Honestly, gave me lots and lots of feelings, and even this short little snippet of a story, it was about 5 pages. It was just a little part of like a flashback to when they were trying to find all of the pieces of the band.
So it is like a companion piece to Murder Falcon's story. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
But it's like them thinking back upon this time after like Jake is already gone and stuff. So it's it hit me right in the feelings. I definitely cried because I just fucking love this story. And I know like we've had friends talk about how they enjoy it because it like touches on like rock stars who have died, but I also just think for myself, like the very realistic, like weirdly realistic look at like death and its like impact on you, especially when it's somebody you're very close to and your friend. And in this case, like with cancer, it's just, I don't know, really hits me in my feels quite a bit because these are things I've always dealt with. So it's like, I don't know. It's a really good book, and it makes me feel very sad, but also very, like, I don't know. Hopeful is not the right word, but also it is.
Yeah, I know. That feeling that you're talking about.
Because, yeah, it just, like, makes me think about all the people I've lost and loved and, everything in between.
I think that's, like, part of the reason why I just haven't been able to read. I really want to read it, but, like, I have a very difficult time with cancer, so I can't read stories about it because it's very upsetting to me.
Well, and I think, like, the turn in this book too, like particularly like when it happened, I mean, I've talked about this many times, but that issue just fucking gutted me.
You made me read that one and I got like choked up about it too.
It just like, it absolutely just like hit me so hard. And I remember like finishing the issue and setting it down, like not even the last issue, but just like the turn, and just like crying on the couch by myself for a period of time, because there's just like a lot to take in. And I don't know, there's something really impactful about a book called Murder Falcon, just like destroying your feelings like that, and also just being like super lighthearted and fun, and about just like music and what that means to people too. So I don't know, I just went on a rant about Murder Falcon in general there, but can't suggest enough. Once again, I think it's great. Go pick up the trade. There was also an little assassination. Yeah, I hate that. Assassination.
Assassination.
Yeah, that's it. You want to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Story in there too. So, and that looks like that story might be continuing.
Interesting. That was the one you liked, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like a lot of those types of stories, but yeah, I really did like that one. Okay, I'm gonna go on now.
Keep going.
I have 7 to Eternity. This is issue number 17. This is the last issue of this story, this whole epic journey and
saga, if you will.
Yeah, a saga, if you will. Like, even in 17 issues, that doesn't seem like a lot, but the story was so incredibly dense that, like, it truly is a lot. And I would like to go back and read it as a whole. Like I told you, it just ended exactly how I wanted. It's interesting, like, the thing I do especially love about Rick Remender is his ability to write, like, a protagonist that just fucking sucks. Just, like, somebody you absolutely hate and you don't want to necessarily succeed.
Because I think it's the most realistic portrayal of people in real life, because a lot of comic book main characters, they're all like, not necessarily all of them, but they're like likable and there's some sort of quality to them that you can relate to, whereas like he writes these characters that are just real, like everyday people.
Yeah. I really liked how this ended. Story was really great. The art and the colors are incredible. Like, one of the best parts of this book. I can't, like, getting Chris that like oversized artist edition of like the first and second issue, I think it was. It's just like, it's just so incredible to look at, just even with just like pencils. It's so good. The art really, really does a great companion to like the story. It really like brings it to life in such a way that, yeah, I'm happy with it. I think every good turn deserves, another, I guess, if that's how the saying goes. If not, that
sounds right.
If not, that's how my saying goes.
It's a Champ original.
But yeah, if you really like super dense sci-fi Western stories, that is a book to go to. Also about politics and like monarchs and fucking being selfish and figuring out what that means to save the world. And
it's a lot. I only read that first story arc, but I absolutely loved it. But I'm gonna have to, I wanted it to finish so that I could like blow through it.
I do think it is a book that will be better suited to like read and trade, just because, one, it is so dense. 2, it's just, it took so long to come out. Like, this was a story, like, I think I started reading this before, like, you and I started hanging out.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, because there was that period of time when it was, like, on hiatus for, like, a year. I remember you saying that.
And then there's the time between this issue and, like, the other issue that I got. Because I thought this book was over until you were like, oh, like, why do we have all these issues? Oh, this has to be the last issue. And then I was like, oh, yeah, no, that absolutely is the last issue. But, yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Read it if you want.
So this is 7 Secrets. This is issue number 11. We're pretty deep in here. They are trying to protect secrets and shit. We're finally getting to know who is doing the bad things.
They, like, the group is split at this point. Caspar is with a group who's the main character. He's the boy. Oh, he's not on the cover. Just kidding. And then this group here that's on the cover, they are going to the now destroyed country of Switzerland to retrieve the secret that was left there. So this is there's a betrayal, there's a twist, it's hot, and
Yeah,
I love this story.
Yeah, no, I really like the way it like sets itself up and like flows through. I know it definitely has an ending, but I'm curious to see like where, like how long it takes to get there, and all of that stuff.
I love the twist. I was for it, 100% for it. I just, every issue is so exciting because like you think you know what's going to happen, and as far as like, nah, you're never gonna believe this, and he's right every single time.
Yeah, good book, great art. Like the art is really good.
Yeah.
It really like the style just reminds me very much of like watching an actual like anime or cartoon.
Yeah.
And like being right there with the action, and like especially for an action book, it does a really great job of like portraying that without being like overtly cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
Good book.
Very, very good.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I have not read this one yet because I am not quite caught up. There's a whole previous like 2 story arcs before this that intertwine into this, and I just don't know like how much it needs, how much it does. So I was gonna start reading this just from the beginning, but I felt like it would make more sense if I like
went back.
Yeah, read the whole story first. So this is God Killer, Tomorrow's Ashes. This is issue number 2. I couldn't even tell you like what exactly this story is about because there's just so many different moving pieces. But it's just about I guess an easy way to put it is an orphan named Tommy. He runs away from like an abusive orphanage in a fascist city to look for a new heart for his dying sister. And it's just like, it's this weird, when it, does it say it here? No, it doesn't. On the trade, it is listed as the genres. It is cyber, horror, and there was something else that was really weird that I was just like, is that even a genre? Like, it was very strange, but I got it originally just because I had seen some of the art from it, and I really, really enjoyed the colors, and I thought that the art was really cool. So when I get caught up on this, I will let you know how it is. So I enjoy it so far from what I've read. It's very futuristic.
All right. I have Dreaming Waking Hours. This is issue number 12. This is the last issue.
I love that cover so much.
Yeah. I'm really bummed out. I just want more. But it ended really, really wonderfully. I can't... Once again, I know I've been saying this about a lot of these books, but this is also a book I could not recommend enough. I really loved Heather After. I thought she was wonderful. I really... I talked about this before, loved, like, what they said about, like, trans folk, trans women, especially within this, like, these issues, especially, like, really, like, having her be the main character, and also just a huge through line.
I feel like you need to showcase the shirt right now, too, just because we're on that topic. So, on that, protect trans kids. Yeah, just do it.
So yeah, this book also, like, the art and the panel setups and the things they do are so beautiful, and the love story that is, like, oddly told and weaved throughout it is very wonderful. I'm really sad. This was such a fantastic team for a book, especially like this, that I want more. I don't even care if it's this. Like, it was just so good, and it was such a well-written story, and just so beautifully, like, drawn and, like, colored. It's...
How many bags of popcorn would
I
you say?
I would personally give it 10 bags of popcorn.
10 out of 10?
Because it's...
Or 10 out of 5?
10 out of 5, 10 out of whatever.
Okay.
Like, it's just so good. I picked this up because of the creative team, but also kind of on a whim, without knowing anything about, like, the Dreaming or Sandman or really anything. Like, I know stuff about the Sandman universe, enough to, like, pick.
You were familiar.
Yeah, like, I can pick and be like, yeah, I get this, I know who this is. But it was so easy to just, like, go in, take in these characters and take them in so fully that, like, I came out of it loving them and loving every moment of like the things they're doing, and I'm so satisfied. I'm so happy.
Very satisfied. That's 2 books that finished this week that you were satisfied with.
Yeah, no, that was the thing too. It was like weird because, you know, at least with 7 to Eternity, I had been reading it for so long. Like the dreaming just felt like it went too fast. Mm-hmm. Like it just like it came out so like regularly. It just bums me out. But still good, still worth it. Never disappointed by an issue. So now I have Swamp Thing. This is issue number 6. Also sad that this book is about to wrap up. This is only 10 issues, but I really like Levi's story. Him becoming the Swamp Thing. Right now he's being chased by the Suicide Squad, which seems really odd.
I didn't mean to laugh, but it was silly.
Yeah, no, especially like if you've been reading this book, it kind of like it's been buried in the back matter. Like the last pages are always like Amanda Waller and Peacemaker talking about like going to find Swamp Thing for the last couple issues. So I knew it was coming, but yeah, it is still like a little silly, but I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. Like the thing is, I really do enjoy Ram V's like writing quite a bit, and I don't know why I disliked his Catwoman. I don't know if it was just like because it was like switching writers back and forth at that time, so I think it was so it couldn't like hook itself in the way like his writing does. But
do you think if he had started it, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
Like if he had started it from the beginning, it would have been different. But because you were so used to like this one, and then he just came in and was
I don't think it was that, because I think it was like they both were doing like it was like almost a couple issues and then a couple issues, a couple issues, and a couple issues, and I think, and I've heard nothing but good things about his Catwoman run, so it's like it has to be like decent. I just couldn't. I had to jump off that book. Like
going back and forth can get a little tedious.
Yeah, but it was just such the beginning of it. I don't know if that was what it was too, but really like this story. I think like Mike Perkins, I think that's his name. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, damn, dude.
You're right.
Mike Perkins' art and then Spicer's colors are just... I love Mike Spicer's colors so much.
Yeah.
They're always so different, like, in each book he's doing. Like, he did Murder Falcon. He's done Swamp Thing. There's another book of his I'm reading that...
I know. Since you
I guess I have one next from last week, the Beta Ray Bill book.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yep.
A lot. Like, a lot of books I really enjoy, and I think... Stillwater. Yeah.
I was like, I know I had just like seen one.
Yeah, so I think his colors are really, really good, and I think this book in particular, like, it's just, it looks great. I love the way it looks. Yeah. Okay, I'm ready. Okay. I went on a couple rants there, sorry.
We're gonna go.
This is the
Me You Love in the Dark.
Yeah, I almost said it backwards. The You, Me, Love in the Dark.
The Me You Love in the Dark.
A young artist is dealing with some art block, decides to move out into the Midwest, right?
Yeah.
Seems like.
Into Iowa, right?
I don't know. I didn't really look.
I feel like they said Iowa.
I just saw the Midwest, so.
That could have been. Maybe I was just thinking Iowa because it was in another book that I had.
But she moves into a big scary house, and it's said that there are ghosts that live there, which is why she decides to move in. She starts kind of having a little conversation with the ghosts and finds out it might be real.
Yeah, Midwest. Ghosts, haunted house.
That's it. It's by the same creative team who did Middle West, so Scotty Young and Jorge Corona.
Which is why I got it. Like, you know, I love haunted houses too, but that was the main reason I got it.
Yeah, that was also the main reason I got it. I don't even know if I read the solicit as much as just was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna order this book. It's only 6 issues. I really like their last team up. I'll take it.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened to me too, because I could not, when we got it in, I was like, I don't remember what this is about, but that does happen every single week, so who knows?
All right, ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have Stillwater now. This is issue number 9.
9? Yeah, 9.
I did it by the back. I did really great.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, you
I was really proud of myself. We're just dealing with a lot of stuff in this town, and the kids are basically done with this shit.
They're over it. They understand how humane it is for them to stay there.
Inhumane.
Inhumane. I thought I said that, but I realize now I did not. Inhumane, because they want long legs. They want to grow up. They want facial hair.
Yeah, they want all of the things that kids want when they want to grow up and also have spent their whole entire lives, like, at least 30 years as children.
I would be so mad. I get it. I would rebel instantly. I'd be like, nah, dog, we're taking over.
I just wonder what it's like to be horny in that situation. Like, you're 35 years old, but you're still a child. Just weird.
You haven't hit puberty yet. So
yeah, no, it's just
weird. I just...
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's super inhumane to keep these kids in still water. Yeah, shit's kind of like boiling over. Everything's been like just bubbling and sizzling, and it exploded, and now it's just like back at the same point.
Yeah, we can put the pasta in the pot because it's ready to be cooked.
Yep, there we go.
Italian.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, see, there's some... My dog stepped all over my comics and ruined a bunch of them, so that's been fun. This is Maria Lovett's Porcelain. This is issue number 1. It's brand new. It's just a classic Maria Lovett story. A young girl with the face of an angel is in this small town, and she leaves to go get some groceries, I guess, and ends up in a dollhouse. It's like a fun house, but it's called the dollhouse, and meets someone there. So, you know, classic. I have no idea what's going on, just like every first issue of a Maria Lovett story, but
sounds right.
Art is fantastic, of course. But this is actually one of them where I just don't know if I enjoy it. I thought I was going to, of course, but I just don't. And you know, I love like porcelain dolls and just like weird dolls in general, but I just didn't. It was lacking something, and I don't know what. So I really don't have anything to say about that one, just because, you know, again, first issue, I'm confused as all get out. So
all right. I got Buffy, and this is issue number 28.
Still doing it.
I'm just hanging on in there.
That is almost 30 issues of that book. That's wild.
And honestly, I don't know how I've kept reading it this long.
I don't know.
I also think I've now just like blanked out my brain and just like take it in, because it's Buffy, and this is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There's nothing much to say about it.
If you know Buffy, then you know what's going on.
Yeah, they're just dealing with like multiverses, basically. They stumbled upon the fact that there were multiple universes and different like Sunnyvale.
I like that. It's like the mirror dimension version.
Sunnydales and different versions of themselves, and you know, Giles has a mom here. It's in this Buffy universe, the one I'm reading. His mom is like the head watcher.
Giles is too old to have a mom.
I don't think that's how that works.
No, I meant she's dead.
Yeah, I get it, but it's okay.
Who knows?
But yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I don't suggest this book. I don't. I'm not going to even, like, front with that. Like,
maybe the first, like, few story arcs, because I do remember enjoying the first one quite a bit, and I don't know if that was just because Dan Mora did the art, or...
I think that probably had something to do with it. I would at least say the first story arc, maybe to Hellmouth.
Yeah.
Like, that, and pushing it is saying to Hellmouth, because that, like, that was not a very good, like, story, honestly.
I liked it after reading, like, the angel part of it, like, seeing the different point of views, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I liked it after that. But yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't recommend that. And you know how I felt about the art for a while. It was very much a no for me.
I mean, obviously the art has changed, like, 'cause that's like that type of book. But yeah, I'm not sure what compels me to keep buying this book. I don't know if it's like the covers, the fact that I just really love like new Buffy stories, or if it's just like it's like when I watch like garbage TV. I'm like, oh, I'll just read this comic. I'm not saying it's garbage. That is very rude of me to say.
There's just something like a guilty pleasure almost, even though you're not getting any pleasure out of it. It's just making you feel guilty.
Yeah, it's just like I'm reading words. I'm having a time.
Yeah. The story's progressing.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. That's basically it. I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it.
This is Nice House on the Lake. This is issue number 3. Arturo? Mm-hmm. He's having a bad day.
Yeah, just
or
not...
bad days.
Just not excited to be there because no one else is, I guess, reacting the way that they should.
Nobody else is taking it seriously.
Yeah.
And it is, I don't know. Part of me is like, yeah, he has a point. The other part of me is just like, dog, you're not going to save the world.
What are you going to do?
Like,
you might as well watch a Disney movie.
And what are the 5, there's 5, 6 of them? I don't 10 of them? So, or is this guy dead now?
I don't know. I know we're only getting, a little, they don't introduce... I mean, they were all introduced, but we are only getting, a couple at a time, which I feel like is
Well, I just meant,
good.
Based on this, last...
Yeah.
Little page business.
See, and I don't know
here.
if he actually was, because I thought he...
Anyway, that's discussion to have later.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, I like this story. I really fucking like the art. I think that might be my favorite part about this whole entire book is just the art is so good.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's bananas.
It's creepy. It makes me uncomfortable, which it works for the type of horror that it is.
Alvaro Martinez Bueno. The colors too are just really
fucking killing it.
Yeah, just really well balanced. It's just and it is the story itself is a weird horror because it just makes you feel uncomfortable because it's there's obviously something more, but what is that more and what does this mean?
Yeah, and I suppose the aspect too of this friend that you've known for years knew about this the entire time and
he's technically the bad guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'd be fine with it. I wouldn't care. I'd be like, cool, thanks for saving me. But on the other side, it's just you just let everyone else die. You knew this was going to happen. I know he couldn't have done anything about it. He did what he could, but it's still just
Well, yeah, because all the other repercussions, I think in the last issue they talked about that because it was these people had families that were actually outside still and dying,
right?
And all of these aspects of it. So it's just he saved them, but at what cost to their sanity, humanity, and
and he didn't give them a choice either.
Yeah,
and I think that's the thing that makes me the most uncomfortable. It's he didn't give them a choice. He made the decision for them, and now he's forcing them to stay there.
Like he said in this issue, it's a prison.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
It's a nice looking prison. Not really, but yes. This is Wind.
This is issue number 9. Our group of heroes, travelers, friends, princes, gardeners. They are in the kingdom of the... What are they called? The Spittles?
I thought they were fairies.
Oh, are they the fairies? Okay. I get, because there's so many different terms and then all of the mythology and lore behind all these characters that I keep getting them mixed up.
Yeah,
but
they're fairies.
They're with the fairies. Yes, they're with the fairies, and they're waiting or hoping that Thorn gets better while they're being hunted by the vampires.
That is exactly what's going on in this issue. They're kind of waiting out to see also if the Council of Fairy is willing to help them and trying to sway them to do so. And this story is still really good. I really love how it is it's really fantasy without being so overly so, I guess is the best way to describe it. I really love the characters. I love their the development of them and who they are a lot. Wind is a character. I really love him. He's just so sweet, and
I love my boy Yorick. Every issue that comes out, you get to see more of him and not just the version of him that exists because of his father. And I love him. I'm very excited that he's becoming friendly.
I know we've said this basically about every book this week, but the art is really, really great too.
Always, yeah.
It fits so well with the story, and I love all of their facial expressions and all the things they're saying and all the backgrounds and the character designs quite a bit. It's a really nice looking book, and I feel just so, once again, one of those things where it's I feel I'm watching a cartoon, I'm in there with it. I
do love that too, and I just love the way that I don't know, one of my least favorite things in most books is how the bad guys are always, like, grotesque, like, ugly. Mm-hmm. But in here, I think this makes sense. Like, the vampires are the ones that, like, they are not a very pretty species at all. And the fairies are. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like this makes sense. But I love the way the vampires are drawn, like, especially the queen. If I saw her out at night, I would probably just die from fright.
Yeah, it's just a really good book. Very kid-friendly. Pretty gay.
Yeah, pretty gay.
So
we love it.
We love a gay book.
Big man. Beautiful.
Big man, beautiful.
Okay. I have Batman. I did add this to my poll because I am I just love punishing myself, apparently. This is issue 111. I have not read this one yet because I am still a few issues behind. I ended up grabbing like 106 through 110 and then added this last week, so I was very surprised that I had gotten it. Mm-hmm. I got this because Jorge Jimenez is just such an incredible artist. I love it. Did the Joker War, which I really enjoyed that, like that story arc. So yeah, when I read this, I'll let you know. I guarantee I'm going to like it just because of the art. And, of course, it's Tiny Onion, so
I was saying, we just did 3 books of his in a row.
Yeah. Again, like the Joker War was also by him, and I enjoyed that quite a bit, so maybe I will enjoy his Batman.
I mean, he's been on that Batman book for a bit now.
I didn't read any of it, though. Like, that was the only part that I had read, and I had only, like, what people I know have told me versus like Tom King versus him, so I didn't have any like real opinions, but I did enjoy what I've been reading of his so far. So I never thought that I would add a Batman book, and now I have 3 of them on my poll, so this is my life now.
I have The Good Asian. This is issue number 4. Just good detective stories, good. Some naked fighting, which is always a great part of detective stories.
I love that so much.
I don't really want to get too much into it just because it's pretty deep in. The mystery is pretty, like, deep in as well. I will say, like, I think the art is really great. The way some panels are set up are really, really cool. I just love... God, I'm not going to fuck his name up. Yeah. I was going to say Harkness, but it's Hark. Edison Hark, who's the main character, the main detective, because he's just kind of an asshole. He's also just, like, got a lot of shit going on. Like, that's really it. Just, like, he's dealing with, like, so much shit from all, like, angles.
Classic detective story.
Yeah.
Love it.
And then Heather and I both technically kind of read this. Heather
I did read it today. I just read it while I was at work, so I didn't get to absorb it as much as I wanted to.
This is Joker Puzzle Box. Mm-hmm. And this is a little Matthew Rosenberg joint, which is why I picked it up.
Mm-hmm. That was why I wanted to read it. So I love him. He's probably one of my favorite writers.
And then Jesus Marino and Joshua Hickson did the art, and I really like the art in this book a lot.
I did too. I was actually going to text you about that because one of my favorite things about Joker when he's drawn is how big they draw his chin. And I love seeing the different ways that people draw it, and I absolutely love his chin in this. It is so exaggerated.
Yeah, no, and I love the kind of switch in art styles that happened for them going into the cave. Basically, Joker is being questioned about the Riddler potentially being dead, and then it's about also the Riddler also kind of trying to put a group together to try and find some puzzle pieces. I don't know. It was really.
I enjoyed it.
I liked it a lot. I feel like it's one of those things where, like, you can definitely feel, like, Matthew Rosenberg quite a bit throughout this. Mm-hmm. And there was just one of my favorite panel setups when they were doing this
that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that one.
Love a good grid. It's,
dare I say,
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
It's definitely good. Definitely worth it. I usually don't pick up Joker books because I am over it. Absolutely.
I shook my head as if I didn't do it either. I pick up, I mean, not often, but I pick up more Joker books than I think you do. And it's
absolutely. Because I don't necessarily ever want to read a Joker. The only time I will read a Joker story was like that Jeff Lemire story.
Yeah.
And that's because it was Jeff Lemire and,
Andrea Sorrentino.
Yeah. And then this, because it's Matthew Rosenberg.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like there literally has to be a creator on the book that will like draw me into it. Otherwise, I'm just like, no, I know who the fucking Joker is. I don't care.
I don't want to read it anymore.
Do you want me to write a Joker story? Fine, I'll do it too. Like,
it's just me.
Just like walking around, working at a coffee shop, telling people to fuck off.
Yeah, imagine Joker just having a regular job, like being integrated back into society, like after his stay at Arkham Asylum, and then just like working in a coffee shop.
Just works at Legend Comics and Coffee.
I'd read that. I straight up would read that.
All right.
I might write that.
Okay. I'm going to go.
Okay.
I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, just go.
I have Cable number 12. This actually came out last week, but we just got it this week. This is the last issue.
Satisfying?
It was satisfying.
3 books now.
I am bummed out. I just love Phil Noto's art so much, which is like such a huge draw of this book. And I just like, I really loved Kid Cable. He was a lot of fun, but you know, all good things must come to an end, I guess. Mm-hmm. It was good though. I did like it. It sucks because it was one of the few X-Men books that I was like truly still enjoying quite a bit. So I was bummed to see it like depart now. Mm-hmm. So,
been name dropping all day, Patrick.
But yeah, Phil Noto art good. Gary Duggan's like words good. I enjoyed it as a whole. I thought it was like a lot of fun, and I didn't feel like there were like I just like word vomited several times there. The one downfall of this series, especially with it being so short, was like the X of Swords like kind of cut in
that
there.
yeah.
So it's just like kind of stole from the story a little bit, which I loved X of Swords a lot, but finishing this book up, I feel like it was, you know, kind of unfortunate for this book.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. All right, ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
We got some Wolverine.
This is also from last week, but we just got this. So this is issue number 14. This is just Wolverine doing some X-Force business.
Yeah, he's just doing X-Force business, just figuring out what's going on with the Marauder. Mm-hmm. Meeting some pirates.
Just hanging out.
Drinking some whiskey. Just Wolverine shit. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm going to get on a shirt. Just Wolverine
just
shit.
Just some Wolverine shit. This is Xmen. This is number 2. This fucking copy. I cannot.
Our little X-Men just go out on a little fight.
I do, because we had talked about whether or not I wanted to keep this on my poll. Not that I'm not interested, because I am, but if I did, it would be mainly for the art.
Yeah, no,
I'm not,
straight up.
This art is just, every time that he comes in with like a new book, I'm just like, damn, dude, why? Why is this so good?
And the colors, too, just like balance it out so well. There's so many really great like scenes that they do, and the way they set up the pages, like even this fucking plane flying through, just so many cool aspects of it. Yeah,
that one's like, I'm gonna show it because it's not really a spoiler, but anytime that they do that with Cyclops, I just absolutely love it. I go feral.
This one,
yeah,
the art is a whole thing to this book, and a whole big reason to pick it up. I mean, I suppose if you just want some, like, X-Men doing shit, like, just fighting bad guys, that's exactly what this is. Yeah.
Cute little missions with the new group, yeah.
I think they're, like, doing a little more to, like, expand on those characters that you don't necessarily know. Like, they did that little Sunspot thing in this issue.
I did love that. I thought that was very, very good. And I do love aspects of it. I
understand 100%. Like I said, I'm going to keep it on my pull for, like, a bit and, like, test out the waters, if nothing else. But yeah
I agree.
Yeah, Heather and I our friend Patrick just said he's close to dropping Wolverine because it's been too X-Men-y lately, and I think that we had this conversation earlier. I don't know if for us it's like kind of an X-Men burnout, but I feel like that's kind of been the thing with all of these stories, is that they've felt like way too X-Men-y.
Yeah, the reason we're reading specific books is because we just want that. Like, I just want classic, like, Wolverine stuff. Like, I know that they obviously have to carry the story, and it's a part of this universe that has to connect, but I just, like, if I could have read X-Force and it would have been the exact same thing. Like, what are you going to do in next week's X-Force? What's gonna happen? This, most likely. It's just Wolverine coming back with a non-existent hangover, like, hey, this is what I found out, you know? It's just, I don't care anymore. Just stop.
Yeah, it's definitely lost its flair. I think it's just like too many books, too many all at once. Sorry, my bad. I understand the difference between Sunfire and Sunspot. They have very similar names. Excuse me, everybody.
It happens.
We've talked
too
about
many X-Men.
And we've also talked about like 16 books today.
Yeah. We gotta do 16 more.
So that's all I gotta say. That's all I got. Nothing good.
It's been a week.
We hope you had a good week. And we'll see you next time. Go support your local libraries, support your local comic book shops. Wear a mask again.
Yeah, please.
Even if you're vaccinated. We know somebody who whole workplace has been vaccinated. All of them are now sick. So just, look out for yourself, other people. No reason not to. A mask is easy. Superheroes do it. They fight crime.
Easy.
You can do it.
It just looks cool, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
and nobody has to see your face, which is also really rad. Okay, so then I think that's all I got. We love you.
That's all I got.
See you on the flippity flip.